All right, so this is long overdue, but I am happy to be able to go through an explanation to provide what our resistance band collars do and how they differ from the competitors. Specifically, I introduced these to the market about 5-6 years ago, and I do hold the patent on these ChainBeast, and because of that, it allows me to create more variations. And unfortunately, while the other competitors have knocked off the concept of a resistance band collar, what they missed out on is the unique versatility and modularity that I designed into the system. So that's what I'm finally going to take the time to show you today, how it all is finally coming together. Now, to start off with, many of you are probably familiar with the original ChainBeast, what first came out. And a lot of people ask, hey, why did you call it the ChainBeast? Well, I called it the ChainBeast because it was originally meant to be a chain connector. But then as I started using it, I realized there was far more functionality that I can add to it. And that's when I developed the RT hook. So by adding the RT hook, I created the resistance band connector. So by, again, simply screwing it in, you're probably already familiar with it, turned it into a resistance band connector. And that was the first version of our resistance band collar. Well, now today you see that I have added more colors to it as well, but I am getting ahead of myself. Let me first finish explaining how the RT hooks work. I know you guys have had questions. I have the long RT hook and the short RT hook. What's the difference? Well, the long RT hook works great for screwing the RT hook into other pieces for the F2 equipment, which I will demonstrate later. It also still works great on the ChainBeast, but I had people say, hey, look, I want more resistance. I want the band closer to the bar. Therefore, I created the short RT hook. So that's the difference between the short and the long RT hook. Personally, I would go with the long RT hook because you get more use out of it. But if you want that tight, if you want more tension, you can go with the short RT hook. But the other addition that's been recently added is our new quick lock. So with this quick lock, it means that you can also screw in your RT hook into the ChainBeast. And to make it even easier to get a nice good lock, you can add the quick lock. Again, it's another feature, nice to have, not a need to have. And that's also what I like to go and say. A person may not use all of these features. I don't use all of these features. Maybe, once or twice a month, but it's always nice to have for scalability. As a software engineer, I've got to tell you, I always think with scalability in mind. So I'm sure in about a couple months, I'll find an even better use for that, but I always like to have it in my back pocket. So with that, let's go and continue. So this is just one of the original ChainBeasts that I grabbed just to provide a demonstration. But the new offering that we have is custom colors. So this season, this football season, I'm going to be releasing these in football colors. And it's going to be called the 12th colors. Right here, I've got the Seahawks green, Rams blue, Buccaneers orange. And the cool thing is, because these collars are modular or split collars, we can mix and match them. So that's going to be something new and exciting that I am excited to bring to market. Again, always trying something new because this is my passion. This is what I enjoy doing. All right, but enough about that. Let's get back into the business. So people are going to say, hey, but why should you get a ChainBeast versus all of the different other types of collars out there? One of the pieces of feedback that I got from individuals was, well, it takes too long to screw it on and off. You just want to be able to slap it on. Well, that's a valid argument for some people. If it takes too long, not a problem. I now have a solution for it as well. But here's what I also recommend. What I will show you momentarily is that when you put on your ChainBeast, I'm going to recommend that you put it on the bar and leave it on the bar. So that when you don't want to use it, all you have to do is slide it to the side. If you don't want to, slide it to the side so you aren't constantly screwing it or unscrewing it. I personally like leaving mine on the side and not having to worry about it. On top of that, I went back and I added rotation to the ChainBeast as well. So many of you that have been following along, I'm sure you probably remember the original big bulky rotator. Well, now there's a new smaller rotator. I've demonstrated this in other videos, but for those that are new, we take this new rotator, we simply slide it inside of the ChainBeast, screw it together, get it nice and tight. Now with this option, what it allows us to do is with our F2 bar, you will have the F2 threaded connector. You can slide it right on for that rotation. And it also works on 1-inch bars, all right? So you can use it with 1-inch bars as well as our Ronin. Now, I also mentioned how are we going to solve the problem for individuals that didn't want to spend time screwing it in? Well, that's what I'm going to show you next. That is our new Fusion. So what is our Fusion? Ironically, I introduced the Fusion several years back, but I didn't really advertise it much and I didn't bring it to market because it was just so complicated to make. But this is the original Fusion. Notice it's welded together. There is no screwing in, which means that you can take this Fusion and screw it onto any of these top halves if you want that interesting color change. But more importantly, what it means, you can use them anywhere on the bar because of the split collar. And now I know you've seen the competitors where they use the 2-inch Olympic adapters. Well, guess what? We already had that covered. We were the first ones to do that as well. And yes, if you want to go and use it on the Olympic collars, you can as well. Simply come over here. Lock it in and you're good to go. Now, also worth mentioning is this hole on top. I should have covered this earlier, but hey, look, where is this? This is just me and you talking, okay? So this is what's considered the Pro feature. The Pro feature is what I really like about this because the Pro feature means that you can add additional connectors. Again, you've probably already seen it with the eye bolts. If you go and look at some of our other products, the cam handles means that you can use it as a squat bar. And what you will also see in a shortly is how to connect the grasp handles. So again, whenever you see the Pro means that it has the additional feature up top to screw in additional functionality. Another version of it is, if you don't want to use the Fusion, again, you still have the old traditional version, which is still cool. But lastly, again, people are going to say, but Al, I don't want to go through all of that. Okay, fine. Well, one, here is the traditional collar that we used. This is the multi-collar. Again, slide it on, use it as a regular collar. But I took it to the next level, and now we have the VRS Fusion. Again, weld it on, Pro, so that you can have it. And if you just want to have it quick and simple, there it is, it's done. Look at that, 2 options. Oh, what could we do? What could we end up doing with that? I'm thinking about multiple pieces of resistance. But again, I digress, and I want to get done with this because it's like 10 o'clock at night, and I want to go to bed. But I got motivated to finally do this. So that's about it. I just wanted to give you a heads up as far as what's coming down the line, and thank everybody for supporting me. And I wanted to go and put this out to give you a heads up. And, try to make things easier because I know this is an entirely different way of thinking about fitness equipment. And really, it's an adult Lego set. I'm doing it because I enjoy being able to mentally do these things as part of the adult Lego set. And I'm trying to share that with everyone. Not everyone likes the level of variation, but for those of you that do, I am glad that you are finding it interesting. And I'm looking forward to bringing you more stuff. All right, with that, I'm out. Peace.